Hi guys, welcome to Small Farmer Life. Hope you're all having an awesome day and the weekend's on the way. I've been working today in this stable block trying to get all the wiring in, and I'm telling you, it's really easy to do, like I said in the community section, but when you're hot and stuffy and that metal tin roof gets really hot, it doesn't have to make you sweat, and that's when you get all hot and stifled, so to speak. But today we're going to talk about lug burners, because I lit my lug burner in my caravan the other night for the first time, because it is getting a little bit chilly on the night time now and winter is just around the corner. And for anybody who's thinking about living off grid, maybe in a wooden building or a caravan or converting a stable block or a barn or something like that, the best way to heat them is by using a lug burner. They're just a lot better, a lot more economical, and having a nice real flame just relaxes you. It just does, and it doesn't cost that much to run compared to the energy prices now, which are just through the roof. It's absolutely shocking. You will certainly not pay thousands of pounds to get your log burner through winter months, and you won't ever use it in summer months. Like I say, I just lit mine the other night, and to be truthful, it was a little bit hot, but it only took about 4 hardwood logs to just smolder away all night, and it just took the chill or the edge off, the cold. But if you're trying to work out what size log burner you need and what type of log burner you need, well, for a static caravan, anything around about 30 foot to 35 foot long and around about 10 to 12 foot wide, I wouldn't go over 4.5 kilowatt hours. Now, 4.5 kilowatt hours is around about the max you can put in a static caravan without having to bring air from the outside, so without having to have a steel pipe that feeds oxygen to the bottom of the log burner, because a 4.5 kilowatt log burner will use oxygen from inside the caravan to light the fire, because, you know, triangular fire and all that. You need something to light, you need something to light it with, and then you need oxygen, and that will create fire. Well, small log burners in caravans are amazing, but if you put one that's too small in, let's say a 3 kilowatt hour one, which you can get small tiny ones, 1.5 kilowatt hour ones, but those are for touring caravans and not for static caravans. If you put a log burner in that's too small, you'll regret it, honestly, and if you put one in that's too big, you'll regret that also. So hitting the right spot, and I honestly think 4.5 kilowatt is the best. That's what I've got in mind, and that's what my neighbour's got in his, and his caravan is the same size as mine, so he says he has no problem. And I don't have double glazed in my caravan, and there's still plenty of warmth there in the winter time. And in the summertime, it's nice and warm just because there's loads of glass on a static caravan, and it's like sitting in a greenhouse. Now, this stable block conversion, on the other hand, is a big room. It's 7.6 metres by 4.2 metres wide, something like that. And then if you calculate the vaulted ceiling with the 2.5 height of the eaves, it's around about 3.2 metres high in the room. So a big log burner to fill this room, but it's going to have good insulation. Insulation is also taken into consideration when you're putting a log burner in somewhere. So let's say you had your caravan clad in 100mm Kingspan, all the walls, the roof, etc. Then you might get away with using a smaller log burner if you got double glazed in it as well. Now, for this stable conversion, I've got big double glazed windows on the front. It's going to have 200mm of Kingspan on the front. It's going to have 400mm of insulation on the back, 200mm of Kingspan, 200mm of rock wool, 50mm of Kingspan on the floor. It's a maximum I can get in on the slab, and it's going to have 100mm on the roof, just below the tin, so it'll have a 50mm breathing space. And I've calculated a 7 kilowatt hour with external pipe bringing oxygen in for the stable block. It'll be quite adequate. Now, it's really easy, guys, to find timber to burn in log burners. It really is. Now, if you want to be a purist and you want to go out and cut your own trees down on your own land, get at it. If you don't want to do that and you don't want to season wood and that sort of stuff, you can pick up dumpy bags full of seasoned timber, hardwood, softwood, or hardwood and softwood mixed for around about 50 quid. And that'll last you quite a while. I'm lucky in that I've got a guy who's an old farmer down the road who, I don't know if you've seen him in any videos, but he gets a lot of timber left over from this woodworks. I don't even know where he goes to get it, but he gives me a trailer full of that, and I just cut it on my chop saw, and I can cut like 4x2 logs, and it burns absolutely mint. Plus I have a log store at the back of my land, which I get logs off the tree surgeon who lives next door, and I'll just leave them there for a few years and cut through them and add them to the timber I get off the old farmer down the street. And if I find any coal anywhere, and I mean find it, then I'll use that as well, because I don't buy it. I don't buy anything that goes in my log burner to burn. I just don't. And I think most people who are living off grid don't buy in timber. Some do, but I think when you're living off grid, you'll always know somebody who has logs or has got old wood that you can use. Now, don't burn treated timber. It'll burn, but you don't want to be putting creosote, and it's got poisonous gases that come off it, in your log burner. You don't want poisonous gases coming out your log burner. And for the other poisonous gases, carbon monoxide, you want to make sure you've got plenty of working carbon monoxide testers in your caravans or in your stable block, around your log burners and any passageways or anything like that. There's no point in having carbon monoxide testers in your caravan or in your stable block or your barn, whatever it is you're living in, with a log burner, and they don't work or the batteries run out. That's why most carbon monoxide testers now need to be wired into the building itself, and they don't sell them anymore with batteries that you can replace, so you have to break them open. So they just want you to replace the full carbon monoxide tester or alarm, because that's all I did, and I tested them the other night before I lit my log burner, and they both work perfectly. But I think there's something humbling about getting up and lighting a log burner. You know winter's around the corner, and having that live, living flame. I remember when I was a kid, we used to get up before school, and you got up a good half hour early just to light the fire, scrumpling up newspapers, running down the passageway with a coal scuttle thing and getting it full of coal, so you were black before you even went to school. In the coal house, you know, when coal men were proper grafters who brought your coal all the way down your passageway with the donkey jackets on and that sort of thing. That was cool. We even had to wait for the back boiler to heat up the water. I mean, yeah, we did have emergency heater, but emergency heater, that's what they call them. But on a Sunday, when we were all going in the bath, we had to wait for the back boiler to heat up the water. And I'm looking for a log burner with a back boiler attached to it. If I can find one, great. If I can't, I'll do without. I've got a big Calagas bottle over there, which is the red Calagas bottle. I have a blue one with propane on my Caravan at the moment, but that freezes up over the winter. So if I can't find a coal fire or log burner with a back boiler on, I'm going to have to settle for gas. But it's only for showers, and it's only for a little bit of hot water in the kitchen. But hopefully I will find a log burner with a back boiler on the back, because I'm prepared to wait. If you went out and paid for a brand new log burner with a back boiler on the back, you'll be spending a couple of grand. I got my last log burner, flue, everything included, and an extra piece of stainless steel piping. It doesn't fit the log burner I got it with, and it won't fit a log burner I'll be using in here. But it's a massive steel flue, and I got that with it, and I only paid 150 quid for that log burner, so that was a great deal. Now, a 4.5 kilowatt one will heat up this stable block. It just won't keep it nice and comfortable, and I'll always have to be putting wood in, because you'll have to have the vents fully open to churn out the heat. That's not what you want to be doing. You want to make sure that you're putting timber in every hour or every hour and a half. You don't want to be shotting it in every 20 minutes, because the flames just that's what they sound like when they're really going for it, log burners. But they do give you a good feeling, and it's sort of like taking you back to, you know, when humans first lit fire, and there's no better feeling. Better than having a little blue gas flame, you know, from one of them 10 on gas fires that come in static caravans anyway. And them little thin electric wall heaters, which are no good and man the beast, honestly they're not. They might be good in the winter when you're drying your socks and your boxer shorts, but that's about it. They're no good for heating up a caravan in winter months, that's for sure. You certainly need to add other radiators like oil burners and that sort of thing, oil radiators. But I don't use any of them, guys. I use a 4.5 kilowatt hour log burner. That's what I use, and I'd say most static caravans, that's all they ever need, and it'll honestly keep your caravan warm and toasty, and you won't even burn through a sack of timber on a night time. Now, you might burn through one in a full day, but not in a night time. Anyway, guys, if you've got any questions about log burners, what size you might need for your caravan or for your stable block conversion or shed conversion, just hit us up in the comments. I'll do my best to answer your questions. If you like the video, guys, hit the like button if you want to subscribe, and you should subscribe. Hit the subscribe button if you want to be notified of more upcoming videos. Hit the bell button. My name's Craig, you've been watching A Small Farmer Life. Thanks again to all my patrons. Couldn't thank you guys enough, and YouTube members, really appreciate the support. Make sure you take care of yourself, most of all take care of the family. Be genuine, guys. Bye for now. See you.